Okay, guys, I've got to be really honest here. Say you had two options. Because listen, we play the cards that we're dealt with in life, yeah? You dealt with poor hands, you play it well, whatever. You play it the best you can. You play a good hand, you've got a good hand in life. You don't choose your parents, you don't choose how you're born, you don't choose your sex, you don't choose your family, you don't choose your friends in many instances. You don't choose the culture you're brought up in and the influences when you're a childhood up to teenager and adulthood. The point is, I've actually forgotten the point of what I'm talking about. The point is that, would you, bearing in mind the cards you're dealt with, I'm going to tell you now you have two options. You're going to get a choice between having severe, cripplingly low self-esteem, really, 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 really bad, or do you want to have mild self-esteem damage? Now think about that, because I know what most of you would say. See, most of you are going to say, I'd rather have mild self-esteem damage. Like, say everyone's on this, like this. Mild self-esteem is just a little bit lower, zoop, and severe self-esteem damage, yours truly here, is right down, zzz, right at the bottom. It's well below low self-esteem, mild self-esteem damage. It's well below. See, most of you would say, and if you had the choice, well, if I had to choose between really, really bad self-esteem, really, really, really bad self-esteem, or just mild self-esteem, low self-esteem, you're going to choose mild, low self-esteem. But I'm going to flip it on your head and going to give you cause to think here. Because I'm going to tell you an observation about life, based on myself, severely bad self-esteem, versus people with mild self-esteem. You know, the annoying aunt. The annoying aunt that can't shut up and talk about herself. I've seen so many cases on TV, watching Big Brother at the moment. Big Brother has a lot of cases, Paula Hamilton, Sophie Anderton, Nikki Graham. That's three that I can think of. There's actually more. There's always one. In the celebrity Big Brother, they always put one mild, low self-esteem woman in it who's insecure about her looks, insecure about her age, insecure about all these kind of insecurities. The point is that they're examples of mild, low self-esteem. Then there's me. I've never met anyone like me. I'm not saying I'm the only person with severe damaged self-esteem. You'd think that having mild self-esteem is a better option. I'm going to flip it on your head, and I can speak because of me. And I'd say, no. I'd say, actually, I have advantages. There is one massive advantage to having severe self-esteem damage versus having mild self-esteem damage. You see, the reason why I can spot mild self-esteem damage is it sticks around. Mild self-esteem damage sticks around. So when we got Sophie Anderton, when we got Paula Hamilton, when we got my auntie, when we got the annoying aunt that can't stop talking, all these people, they're 50, 60. And you can see the mild, low self-esteem damage. But that didn't happen then. The self-esteem damage happened either in childhood, teenage years, or early adulthood. So basically, what I'm saying to you, think about this, is mild self-esteem damage lasts a fucking lifetime. It lasts your fucking life. And the reason why people with mild self-esteem rarely change it to boost their self-esteem to normal levels is because it's not bad enough. It's not severe enough for them. It's not hitting the leverage point for them, the point where they break down, which is going to make them change and going to make them think, right, I can't live with this, I need to go back up to normal self-esteem. Whereas some people who, I'm sure I'm not the only person, but the point is that I'll use myself as an example, have really bad self-esteem, and the gap between me and normal self-esteem, or even me and mildly bad self-esteem, is so humongous that you reach breakdown. You reach the point of leverage where you think, fuck it, I can't live like this. You literally, it's so bad, you can't live like this. And if you can't live like this, you have to change. Listen, because you've got massive leverage, you can change, you will change, but also, caveat to you have massive leverage and you will change, it's going to take a fucking long time. Because look, you're right down at the fucking bottom, probably never before seen in humanity with some people. And I wish I was exaggerating about myself, but I'm really not. It's pretty fucked up, man, pretty fucked up. The point is that really far down, really depressed, really low, means you have more leverage to climb back up. Whereas just a little bit less self-esteem than everyone else, a little mild self-esteem, never hurt anybody. Well, that's the problem. A little mild self-esteem never hurt anybody. But a little mild self-esteem never fucking made you change. It never forced you to change. You know, people with mild self-esteem, I'm not going to say that they're always happy and all that shit, but they're certainly not depressed enough. They're not in a low position enough for there to be motivation and leverage. Two words: there's no motivation, there's no leverage. If you have motivation, you have leverage, boom, Bob's your uncle, you will change. On a caveat, think about this. Think about the amount of poor people growing up with nothing who used the leverage of poverty. They made it in their mind, the leverage of poverty. Look at my background, and now I'm going to become super rich, super wealthy, super billionaires, super millionaires. History is littered with that. Look at the people that were super depressed, super depressed, decided I'm going to become really happy. I'm going to train myself to become really happy because I've been down there. I'm one of them. Look at the people that sucked with girls who did not know how to sleep with beautiful women, didn't know how to sleep with any women, let alone beautiful women. Tyler, RSD, pickup artists in general. The people that were at the bottom of the heap, the girl was overlooked. They had massive leverage and motivation to change their dating lives and sleep with beautiful women. Why? Because they were right at the bottom. They didn't even know how to, in some cases like Tyler, RSD, Owen Cook, they didn't even know how to chat to girls. In some cases, 5 seconds with a girl, and it was like, holy shit, it blew his mind. I mean, because he didn't know how, he never could chat with girls. That's the point. When you hit the lowest point of your life, consider yourself lucky, because you either, from that point, you're either going to give up, or in most cases what I find is you're going to strive for the best. You've got motivation and leverage to change. It's a blessing. It's an absolute fucking blessing being at the bottom. People will never understand it. Normal people will never understand this. They never understand why. They just don't. Use motivation, use your leverage, become the best version of yourself. And remember, if you had to choose between having mild low self-esteem or really low self-esteem, if you had to choose between having a little bit of money or a nothing of money, the worst is always the best. Enemy of the best is the good. Think about that. Peace.